What do you think are the biggest mistakes that GPs make in fundraisers?
You alluded to some, right? Which is just talking to people when they're raising, um, not not really like having a richer conversation about what they're trying to do and why. Um, Again, like the decks or the presentation just show a lot of pontification or like a lot of things that don't really matter. Um, so I think people, most VCs or emerging managers, especially, are not good fundraisers because they don't really have a north star to where they're going and why. And it kind of makes sense because it takes a while to develop that. But at the same time, it's not as inspiring for someone to let go of their dollars. um,
Man, I've done a lot of LP checks. The LP GP decks they see are just shit. Like, why now? No one articulates like why specifically now is the right time. I think you much more than me. You were V1 OG compared to me, but like in the like solo capitalists, with me with like Josh Buckley and Nocky Grooms, like this was the personalization of capital. There were strategic shifts in venture that led to this. I think I clearly articulate why now. I see a ton also, which is like, oh, I got into Pipe Series B. I got into, Hop In Series B, Name Your Company Series B, and now I'm doing a seed fund as a former operator. And it's a lack of correlation between prior track and where you want to go. And it seems very. And then the advisor page. Brilliant advisor page. Get fucking rid of it. None of these advisor pages make any difference. Like, ridiculous.
I I would say that like maybe to take your comment from earlier about not doing decks, I think that like if you're not getting name checked by institutional LPs and other people aren't talking about what you're doing, it's almost impossible to raise institutional capital, whether it's a $3 million check or $30 million check from an LP. So really, that should be the first priority for an emerging manager: is how do I get in the chatter zone of these LPs? And that's different than just having a deck, right? So you could argue the deck is one of the least important things, right, in the
Yeah.
hierarchy of things you would need to do, right? Which is like do good deals, like help entrepreneurs and other investors in the ecosystem, have people talk about you as like a unique person or someone who's uniquely helpful or uniquely insightful. And then it's like, okay, they want to meet you, and then you could be like, oh well, here's my little deck. And honestly, for like an emerging manager, the deck probably doesn't need to be more than 5 to 10 slides.